Hi everyone, this is Jennifer from Homemaker's Life, and I wanted to do another hot topic today. And today's hot topic is, let's see, standardized testing in school. First off, I think standardized testing is both good and bad. And let me explain why. It's a standardized test for everyone so that you know that you're testing everyone fairly. So there's the good with that. And you can see where they're supposed to be at according to everyone else. However, standardized testing is also a bad thing because not every child is the same. No child is standard. The way children learn is not standard. Each child learns differently, and because of that, I feel that standardized testing in public schools, in homeschooling, everything like that, is just too overrated. The one thing that I am excited for homeschooling is that you riding your four-wheeler? Is that standardized testing is required every year, but it is not a huge deal if your student does badly on it, because it is more for you and to know what you need to do better and what topics you need to cover. And so that's the one thing about that. But in public schools and private schools that do standardized testing, it is a label that they put on these children. And they do these things, and if a child doesn't pass this standardized test, okay, well, just because you done bad in math, even though you done great in English, it's a standardized test, and because you can't do that, then you can't go on to the next grade. And that is not fair. I don't think that is fair at all. And I think that there should be a standardized test done for the teacher's sake at the beginning of the year, and towards the middle of the year, and at the end of the year, for the teachers, not to do the students. The teachers know what the students have learned, and they know if the students have learned. The teachers should be the ones to say, okay, yes, all throughout school, this child done great. They did not struggle in anything at all. So therefore, we're going to pass them. Or this child struggled in these areas, in every area. So I think we need to rethink this, because the testing, some children have extreme testing anxiety and will fail a test in a minute because they get stressed out over having to take this big test that is this big deal. And because schools don't just say, okay, this is just a test, it's just like any other test, we just got to do it a little differently. They put tons of stress on it, and it puts the kids in a frazzle. And so then they're like, okay, this is something big, I've got to do my best on it. Then they start freaking out, and then they go blank when they're doing the test. And so it makes it difficult for the students to, show their full potential when a standardized test is not catered to every child. Individual tests would be better because you have different types of learning styles. I believe that there should be learning style tests. And at the beginning of each year, and halfway through the year, and at the end of the year, these students take just this a learning styles test, and that's just to see how they learn best. And however they learn best is what kind of test needs to be catered to them. Also, with the standardized testing, there's brackets that label these children because they failed a test, and because this child failed this section of the test and made a 60 on it, then they didn't know what they were doing. That's a failure. No, that's not a failure. That's a failure on the teacher's part for not making sure that that student knew what they were doing. That's not a failure on the student's part. Teachers, I feel, need to take more accountability for their students' test scores. Instead of just taking credit for the ones that pass and make these wonderful scores, you also need to take credit for the students that do horrible and understand, why did they do horrible? What did I not give them that could have helped them do better? Just like a student does badly on a test and, oh, well, you failed. No, the teacher needs to look back. Okay, well, he's a different kind of learner than most of the rest of my class. Maybe I should have done this too for the whole class that really is just catering to him, but teach it in this style as well so that he would understand it, or so that she would understand it. And I think that is a big problem with the standardized testing. No child is standard. No classroom of children are standard. You're going to have different types of learners in every single classroom. And I think that is how the standardized testing should be done if they are going to do it. Do a standardized test. That's fine. But cater it to the children. And then also with the standardized testing, you need to make sure that the teachers are teaching in all the learning styles. All of them. Not just for those that are able to, they hear it one time, they comprehend, they get it. Not just the ones that if they write it down, they get it. Not just the ones that if they write it down several times, they get it. You need to, or not just the ones that have to touch things, manipulatives. That they have to do that and then they get it. Or then there's the learners that have to use all of them. And I think that is what they should do. They should use all of the learning styles for every subject in every way. And I believe that would help our children out much better. And I believe it would make the standardized testing more fair. If during the standardized testing, if manipulatives are given, even if the teachers aren't showing them how to use the manipulatives, if they are shown throughout the school year how to use them, when they come to a problem that is a standardized test problem that is supposed to be for everyone, then they are going to know what skills that they need to use to get that problem right, such as math. One student may need base 10 blocks. One student may be able to do it in their head. Give base 10 blocks out to every student in the class when it comes time for their standardized testing. That way, if this one can do it in their head, let them do it in their head. If this one can write it down, they've got a scrap sheet of paper and they can write it down. If this one over here has to touch things and move things around, they've got base 10 blocks that they can touch and move around and make their groups and then do it. Do it for everyone, not just the ones that get it right off. It needs to be catered to everyone. And I don't think that standardized testing is going to be a good thing until it is, an overall good thing until it does that. But I hope everyone has a wonderful and a blessed night. And if you liked my video, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.